Simon Calder is here. We haven't spoken to him for ages. I thought, time to speak to Simon Calder and see what's going on in the big wide world out there of travel. Simon, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike. Yep, I'm here at the ABTA convention. This is the Travel Association in Magaluf in Mallorca.
Fantastic.
It is a tough gig, but somebody's got to do it. And I'm talking to all the great and good of the travel industry, but I'm also keeping an eye on the Christmas engineering works on the railways, which are going to be quite lively this Christmas and New Year for anybody who, like me, doesn't have a car and rather depends on the trains to work.
Well, this is the trouble, isn't it? Because, you know, people say to me all the time, why don't you just go by train? And I go, well, you know, I went up to Manchester the other weekend to see my son and, you know, I drove because, you know, you can't rely on the trains. And everybody I know who travels by train on a regular basis, particularly on the Avanti West Coast line, tells me that, you know, you literally take your life in your hands. You don't know whether it's going to be delayed. You don't know whether it's going to be running. You don't know whether there's going to be somebody driving it. You know, you just have, it's literally a lottery now.
Well, there's an awful lot that can go wrong, but the good thing about Network Rail announcing its £130 million programme of refurbishment work for the National Rail Network is that you know that Avanti West Coast trains won't be running sensibly pretty much from Christmas Day. Actually, if you're going to the north of Britain, all the way through to the middle of January.
What?
There is vast amounts of work going on. Most of it, as you will be aware from our conversations in previous years, everything closes down around tea time on Christmas Eve.
Right.
Then a fair amount of stuff starts again on the 27th of December, and the Network Rail is keen to stress that 95% of the network will be open. However, an awful lot of people want to travel on the West Coast main line. There's going to be problems in the southern stretch between Milton Keynes and Rugby. There's going to be work going on in Lancashire, and then further north there's a whole bridge which needs to be replaced over the M6. And actually the M6 is going to be closed and the West Coast main line is going to be closed in early January. That's going to be exciting. But there is a bit of good news for people like me who have a little more time to travel. There is going to be a diversion train going with Avanti West Coast on the Settle to Carlisle line. This is England's most beautiful railway, and they're actually putting on special trains just looping around all the trouble. So if you've got a bit of time and you want some lovely scenery, then that's the way to do it.
So how do you get there, though? Do you have to go up the East Coast to then come across?
Well, that's if you were going all the way from London to Glasgow, that's certainly the way they would send you.
Right.
But otherwise, this is mostly actually intended for people who live in northwest England to get between Preston and Carlisle. But you will be able to get to Preston somehow, and then from Carlisle, well, you'll probably be able to get to Glasgow, but it might involve a little diversion again on a beautiful stretch of line via Dumfries. But allow the best part of a day if you want to be.
I mean, it's a pretty shambolic state of affairs, though, isn't it? If you're basically saying that the whole railway lines around Britain are going to be kiboshed around Christmas, when loads of people want to travel, when loads of people want to visit their families, visit their loved ones, come into airports, get trains, all the rest of it, you know, it's going to be a nightmare.
Well, now you say that, but actually what Network Rail says is fewer people travel over Christmas and New Year than any other time of the year. And you might well say, well, that's because all the lines are closed.
That's not of old cobblers, that. I don't believe that for a second.
Well, if you look specifically at the numbers, most rail journeys are commuter journeys in southeast England, and those generally don't happen to the same extent.
Right.
However, as you say, intercity journeys, it's when people want to go off and see their loved ones and enjoy those reunions. So it's going to be quite lively. It's not just on the West Coast main line. London-Liverpool Street appears to be contractually obliged to close every time there's a bank holiday. And so pretty much from Christmas Day through to New Year, won't be any trains on the overground line going out from there. If you want to get, for instance, from Stansted Airport to central London, you're going to have to change along the way.
Right.
Stansted
And also, the problem is that Christmas Eve this year falls on a Wednesday, right? So it means pretty much you're going to go from 23rd of 23rd of December, which is a Tuesday. You're going to go all the way through until the following Thursday, or probably the following Friday, actually, which is January the 2nd. So you're effectively 2 weeks with no trains.
Well, lots of trains on lots of lines, but not
But not out of Liverpool Street.
In London Waterloo, which used to be the busiest station in Britain, that's going to be completely closed for a few days from Christmas Day onwards, and limited service until the. Yeah, well, but
so you're telling me, so Liverpool Street's closed, Waterloo's closed, the Avanti West Coast line's closed. Anything else closed?
Well, there are odd little bits here and there, but you will still be able to get there if you've got time. And of course, this is when the long-distance coach companies really come into their own. So National Express.
I'm never getting on a coach. I'm sorry.
Well, oh no, they're fine. When were you last on one?
Probably when I was a child, I think.
Right, so that was what, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
well, probably in the last century. I mean, a long time ago. You know.
No, but they're great. You can get all electric buses. They've got Wi-Fi. You can charge your phone up.
It's still a bus. Sorry.
It's a very comfortable.
Listen,
bus.
I didn't get a chance to ask you about the US government shutdown because apparently loads of flights were delayed. We haven't got time, but can you tell us if that's been fixed yet?
Shutdown starting to affect air traffic controllers phoning in sick, and then the huge number of federal attractions, national parks, museums closed down because they're not allowed to be open. So it's not a great time to be a tourist in America.
No, it's not. Simon, listen, great to talk to you. I should have left more time. I didn't realise there were that many shutting down scenarios going on, but good to see you. Have a good time in Magaluf. Don't drink any of that dangerous liquid that they give you.